very valiant and gallant soldiers that lost their lives, are in the line of duty. 22 is no joke. And, we just want to try as much as possible to put ourselves in the shoes of their families, their loved ones, their parents, their husbands, their wives, and all of that. And we just pray for the repose of those great souls. They died on the fields of Nigeria fighting for the furtherance of our nation and for the vitality of the people of the northern part of Nigeria. We will never forget their service.
So guys, 22 soldiers gone. 22 soldiers. These are people's husbands, people's fathers, people's uncle. In the course of defending this country, they've lost their lives. So guys, fighting insecurity in this country is getting tougher, because each time these terror guys, they will plan, they will be able to execute it perfectly, and they will achieve their plans, telling you that Nigeria has no intelligence on these people. Nobody is having any information about these terror guys. You can imagine, not quite long, about 1 or 2 weeks ago, these guys carried out the same attack on the same military base in Borno State. Just a few weeks ago, they carried the same attack in Borno, in the same military base. And guess what? They succeeded perfectly. And just yesterday again, another news broke that these guys still came again in the same military base. This time around, 22 soldiers gone. We are not talking about the ones that they injured and other things that must have been destroyed in that environment. How did they gain entrance into the military base? How were they able to plan and perfect their plans? Why is it that there is no intelligence? Why is it that nobody really wants to stop this menace of terrorism? Anyway, we've been told that it's $1 billion, industry. Some people are enjoying it because they are benefiting. But I'm just wondering when we are going to be having patriotic men and women who want to see this country live in peace. But now, come to the military. They are there in the southeast, bombarding everywhere, telling you that they are looking for IPOB members. Sometimes the level of misplaced priority in this country make you wonder if the people who are even doing this job, they know what they are doing. Why is it that we don't have people gathering intelligence? Why is it that we don't have people telling us what these guys are planning, to the extent that they will plan it so perfectly and come and execute it in a military environment? This one is not even among civilians. They will come to the military environment, perfect their plans, and they will go scot-free. Tomorrow they will tell you they are granting the same people amnesty. They are giving them money to go and take care of themselves. They are rehabilitating them. They are bringing them back into the society. But look at the audacity. Look at how many lives have been bought. I want to tell you that some children are going to be rendered useless. I want to let you know that some women are going to remain poor forever because the breadwinner is gone. And most times we do hear that they don't even take care of, the people who are left behind by some of these fallen heroes. So guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at how Arise Television, Rufai and his colleagues, how they analyze this. It's really, really so sad seeing that our soldiers are still buying this way. No wonder people are refusing to join the military these days. People don't want to join. Sometimes they put the advertisement on Twitter, and Nigerians will be running away because you are not even sure. And when you don't even have intelligence, how do you think you can fight these people? So guys, just take your time and watch this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Take a look.
It's a good one that we have the military creating an assault in that Timbuktu triangle. We've always talked about the Timbuktu triangle. And this is also part of a couple of wins the military have had in recent time. You remember how they chased after, Bello Turji, and they killed his son and other people close to him. So in areas like that, we're excited about what the military is doing. What we just want them to do is to constantly dislodge these people so that their lives can return. When you look at the area at which they fight, the Borno area, this is the size of many European countries put together. And today you can't have farming activities. The farmers can barely breathe. People can barely breathe because of the insecurity. The northern part of this country that used to be a prominent part of the food belt spread over 600,000 square kilometers of land that has been greatly hampered because of this insurgence and insecurity. And that's why we must bring it to an end. And we salute our great military for doing all of this great work.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Bati.
Okay, two major encounters over the weekend involving the Nigerian military in theaters of operation. First, there was the ambush, the surprise attack on the 149 Battalion in Malame Faturi area of Borno State, the border with Niger, where officers were killed, including the sector commander, after 2 hours of engagement with forces belonging to Boko Haram and the Islamic West African Force, the ISWAP, of the Islamic West African Province Forces. And then, of course, we lost men in that particular encounter. The second one is the one that is now frontally reported by the newspapers about another encounter under Operation Hadinkari, in which we lost officers, 22 of them, but the Defense Headquarters Information Department, through Major General Edward Buba, tells us that 70 of the assailants were decimated. Now, what this tells us is that despite the fact that the Nigerian government keeps saying, well, we're winning the war, we're making progress, there are challenges that are still emerging, either with Operation Hadinkari or with other operations, or at the border between Nigeria and Niger. But I think it's important that, our soldiers remain committed. These are persons, we keep saying, that have committed to die for Nigeria, if it comes to that, while the rest of us are sleeping in our air-conditioned rooms. It is also quite, frustrating that this is coming just within a few days after Nigeria celebrated the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. January 15 is Armed Forces Remembrance Day, a day devoted to the remembrance of fallen heroes and also the living gallant soldiers that are still doing everything possible to protect this country. In other words, soldiering, it's about chivalry. It's about the sacrifice that other people make so that this country can remain together as one and remain safe. And, people who wear ties and bow ties can feel a sense that they are in a safe country. So that's why every president that comes along salutes the gallantry of our soldiers, and also talks about the welfare of soldiers. And that is why we keep saying the welfare of soldiers is very important, because the work that they do is a very dangerous one. They die so that others can live. Now, the point made by Major General Edward Buba is about, the media not reporting the names of casualties. Again, it's a two-way thing. The media will not report the names of casualties on the military side if nothing comes from the Nigerian Army or the Defense Headquarters. They cannot manufacture the names. But the moral point that he's making is important. It's not good for any family to read that their breadwinner or their family member died, on the war front, on the pages of a newspaper. That's not the protocol in other places, other parts of the world. The family will have to be informed first. And I think Major General Edward Buba, should also realize that journalists are intelligent enough to understand that very simple point. The bigger point is the underlying point, the subsexual point, is that the Nigerian military, the armed forces, the security establishment, is always saying that, look, the Nigerian media should always realize that they also have a stake in ensuring national security. Ensuring national security will include managing information, knowing what is fit for purpose, what is the right thing for the people to know without compromising national security. And that's why I align with the point that has been made again and again, that the Nigerian military and the security establishment have to always work together to make sure that on both sides, our commitment to the survival of Nigeria, that we are all on the same page. It's not about one group giving instructions to the other. Don't do this, don't do that. No, we are not servants of the Nigerian military establishment. We are partners, we are collaborators. And that, I think, should be the line, that military defense headquarters spokesmen should follow. No journalist will just go and publish a name if, that name is not out there. But we get the moral point that we have to respect the dignity of the fallen officers and also, the feelings of the affected families, as we commiserate with all the families of the affected officers.
Well, absolutely. This morning, I'd actually like to focus on the officers. 70 terrorists killed, including 3 leaders, mentioned in the reports in the papers this morning. However, the 22 soldiers who have lost their lives, as has already been talked about, the reason why they would not be mentioned yet, just in respect to their families and also to respect the dead as well. But this is why we consistently advocate for the welfare of our troops. When we look at how much, we evaluate how much sacrifice they have to pay in the line of duty, then it's never enough to talk about how it's important for us to look after them and also to take care of their loved ones when they are gone. I think this is the highest honor and regard we can pay to them. Yes, we celebrate the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, and this is just so that we are consistently aware and have a day set, allocated to really celebrating them. These men went out and were able to neutralize 70 of these terrorists, and all in a bid to ensure that we're able to restore the North, particularly the Northeast, to some semblance of sanity. I went to Borno State about 2 years ago, and I was able to see the efforts that the Army has made in ensuring that peace and normalcy is restored in the community. I had the opportunity to speak to some of the local residents, and they were full of praises for the military and said that they were happy that they were present, and he gave them some form of comfort and a measure of security to see them there as they were able to now, shops were open, markets had begun to be open, businesses had started running again. So we cannot overemphasize the importance that they make. So let me just talk very quickly, about 30 seconds, about when we had the interview with some of the Army officers who were initially, discharged but now have been pardoned. That let's talk about the equipment. Part of the welfare is to ensure that when they go out there, they are well equipped. I was glad to see, with regards to the reports, that they were able to understand, with regards to intelligence gathering, the modus operandi of these terrorists, how they would use IEDs, they will self-implode, and they were able to really control that. They talked about the amateur drones that they used and how the Army was able to resist them in combat. These are the kind of stories we want to hear. So further down the line, I'm hoping that we would really respect the 22 who have lost their lives by looking after their families and the loved ones that they've left behind. Our commiserations, but also congratulations to the efforts made by the Army so far in pushing back and terminating the efforts of terrorists in the Northeast.
Defense headquarters have debunked a Reuters report claiming that a group of terrorists killed 20 of its men at a military base in Borno State. Well, according to the Reuters report, a lieutenant colonel and the commanding officer of the base were among those who were killed. Reuters reported that the attack occurred in a town sharing a border with Niger Republic, where Lakoruwa terrorists have their stronghold, and that the terrorists who were on gun trucks besieged the Nigerian Army 149 Battalion in Malam Fatori, shooting at unsuspecting locals and soldiers. Well, Edward Buba, in a statement just released to Arise News, said that the news was fake and that nothing of such occurred. I mean, it is great to hear that the DHQ has debunked this story. I mean, we all know that Reuters is a credible source, but news source, but this is from Edward Buba. The defense headquarters has completely debunked, saying that nothing like this happened.
Yes. It's not only Reuters. That story was splashed.
It was everywhere. But yes, but the
question
main source was from Reuters. Yes.
Why did it take them Because I've been seeing that story since the weekend.
Since the weekend, yes.
Why did it take them many hours before they now debunked it?
Absolutely.
You see, it's the information mechanism too we should be asking about. You see, there's no accountability in this country. Now cruise all of us. Let's just be cruising.
There really is. But I mean, can we just pay kudos to our military men? Because I did see over the weekend their achievements. I mean, only in under a week they've, neutralized about 100 at this point, as of this morning. I mean, but also a heart goes out.
So the story of neutralizing the
that is an actual story. Yes,
but the story of so why did we now hear? I'm coming, Oji. I beg you. Mofori, yeah, I beg. Why did we now hear that some persons were saying in the military that we should not release the name of the victim, the soldiers that were killed in the
No, that was a different case. This operation was Hadinkai. This was Operation Hadinkai. And that's what I was about to say. Our heart goes out to the family members of those soldiers that were lost, 22 of them in that operation. But as always, kudos to the military for their laudable feat. They have really done very well to make Nigeria proud. And can you imagine these are military men going out there to face these terrorists? Really sad situation. May the 22 soldiers that lost their lives in that operation, may their souls rest in perfect peace.
So guys, it's really, really so pathetic seeing what is happening in this country. We've just talked about the military and the way they are losing their soldiers. We know that Nigeria has limited manpower. I mean, we don't have enough. We don't have enough. And that's why they keep telling you that our borders are porous. Because we don't have enough manpower to mount all those checkpoints and all those borders and all that, and that has led to we receiving visitors and foreigners into the country without any proper documentation. Now we are not even talking about the wars, or the challenges we face with foreigners. Now it is with all these terror guys. You can imagine how long it has taken Nigeria to be in this fight, and still there is no sign of it abating. There is no sign of this fight, coming to an end from the look of things. That just keeps, I just keep wondering, how long are we going to waste taxpayers' money? If you check the money that has been used in fighting these people, it's enough to set up hospitals in various states. I mean, real hospital, world-class hospitals in various states of the Federation. But we can't do that. Many people now go to abroad to go for medical checkup. And you can imagine now that the dollar-naira exchange is somehow. You can imagine how much it's costing people to go to India, to go to other countries, to go receive medical care. While Nigeria has one of the best set of doctors, that we produce in Nigeria. But because the government is not helping. Now look at how these guys, and don't be surprised that majority of these people that died in this war, are from the southwest, or not the southwest, from the south, not the north. Because we've been told that those of them from the south, most times they will be pushed to the forefront of the battle. That's where tribalism and racism comes in again. So guys, but in a nutshell, we've got to fight this war and end it. We don't want to fight this war forever. Because guess what? We are the ones losing. We are losing confidence from the international community. We are losing money. Investors are not coming. See, these guys have got nothing to lose. Nigerian state is the one losing. And that's why the government has got to stand up, sit up, do the right thing. See, who are the ones financing these people? Tell me how you cannot get them. How can you stop those finances? By the time they don't get money, they will collapse. Why are we into all this mess as if we don't have people with brain who can sit down, think, and have a plan on how to end the menace of all these guys? So, guys, it's really, really so sad to see what we are going through today in this country. I just hope that one day succor will come. Hope will come. People will rejoice again. People will be happy. People will be able to go back to their house. See, with all this kind of thing, tell me how ordinary civilian, if the military could be caught unawares, tell me how the military, that is an ordinary civilian. Tell me how they'll be able to survive attack from this set of people. If the military could not avert it, how much more ordinary people? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others. And drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.